race fans, to the Cool Kids Ice and Water Micro Sprint Racing here at Ohsweken Speedway. Ready to kick it off with some beginner heat racing. I'm McLean Callanan, and as always, Jackson Jeffrey on the mic. And the beginners out on the grid, ready to get rolling out onto the racetrack, get this heat race underway.
Yep, first race of the night. Always good to be back on another Thursday night. Track looking really nice and dry tonight. Of course, when I showed up here early, it was super wet and muddy down on that inside line, but now it's all nice, smooth, and looks like a perfect track for racing as always here on a Thursday night.
And the beginners have fired up their karts. They'll tail behind the pace vehicle there, and guess you should get ready to give them their starting lineup.
Yeah, we got 11 beginners here, which is always good. Class keeps expanding, and as they roll onto the track, it's time for the first heat race of the night for the beginners. Heat number 1, 6 laps. Starting first, it's Christopher Young in the 7. Starting second, it's Grayson Lawson in the 51. Starting third, it's Braden Pettit in the 9. Starting fourth, it's Jolene Hookert in the 96. Starting fifth, in the 97, it's Andy Gray. Starting sixth, in the 14, it's Diesel Montour. Starting 7th, it's Georgia Hookert in the 94. And starting 8th, it's Maverick Chichok in the 10M. Starting 9th, it's Casey Walker in the 09. And starting 10th in the 02, it's Cecil Burbridge. And rounding off the heat in the 17, it's Travis Whitaker. White flags out for these beginners one more time around, and then we can get on to some beautiful Thursday night action.
Good field of cars here tonight. 6 laps the distance for this heat race.
Always good to see the beginners class getting expanded, more and more drivers every week as the green flag is out, and Christopher Young will immediately fall back 2 spots to that 51 of Grayson Lawson and that 9 of Braden Pettit.
Andy Gray and Diesel Montour making moves there in the back of the pack. Montour's already made his way up to 3rd.
Montour slashes through the field in the 3rd, but that 97 of Andy Gray's not too far behind, and now we can see the 02 of Cecil Burbridge will try to make some moves on that 7 of Christopher Young to take 5th place.
And the man out in front in the 51 machine, that is Grayson Lozano, and he is way out in front over Braden Pettit. Diesel Montour sitting in that 3rd spot, and a battle there for 4th rather, between Andy Gray and Burbridge.
Burbridge using that outside line, Gray on that inside. Gray gets some separation on the front straightaway, but Cecil is in a fast machine. He's not that far behind as it's 2 laps to go for your leader, Grayson Lawson.
Top 3 all spread out right now. The battle for 4th is looking to get back underway in that 97 of Andy Gray, and of course Burbridge, the 17 of Travis Whitaker is up in smoke right now.
White flag is out one more time around for Grayson Lawson. He'll take it around in that red and white 51, and he'll win heat race number 1. Coming in second, it's a race to the finish, and it looks like Braden Pettit got the 2nd place finish over Diesel Montour. And what a great win for Grayson Lawson, who got his first ever feature win on Tuesday at Little Middleton. So it's good to see that he's got some action, of course, rolling from Tuesday and now to Thursday running the heat race. Should be a good setup for the feature. And now we can see the box stocks are getting lined up and ready to roll out.
11 car field here tonight. And of course the point leader in the 71, that's Ryan Wilson. Him and Smolders have been going at it all year, and Wilson's finally getting his chance up on top.
Oh yeah, Wilson's gonna have he might have a tough time tonight as these cars are just getting faster and faster every week, so we'll see. Still getting ready, got a bit of a traffic jam going on there, and they finally got him off the track, and here come the box stocks for their first heat race of the night.
Starting on the pole for this one in the 24, that's Austin Seaburn. His outside in the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off 3rd in the 15G, that's Grayson Malloy-Heen, and his outside in the 28H, that's Hunter Hill. Rolling off in that 5th spot in the 17Z, that's Zayden Miller. And his outside in the 7 machine, that's Jack Smolders. Rolling off in that 7th spot in the 16, that's Jasmine Silversmith, and to her outside in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off 9th, Lincoln Obadiah in the 81 machine, Everett Burbridge and Ryan Wilson around the field.
Green flag is out, and already Austin Seaburn shoots to the front of the pack, and he'll lead him going down the backstretch. He's got a massive lead over Declan Salt Johnson in that 77.
Caution flag is out.
Complete restart. I didn't see exactly what that was, or I guess just didn't like that launch off for Austin Seaburn.
Well, we'll rack him back up and go back. Green flag racing. It must have been the start. I didn't catch anything happening on the track, but
yeah, it didn't look like anything happened really, but of course, get him ready to roll out again. And now it looks like the 28 of Hunter Hill goes to a stop there at the end of turn 1 and 2. Completely stopped. It looked like he just drove right out of that double file pack there and it just stopped. Yellow flag is out, and it looks like their restart will be delayed a little bit longer as they try to figure out what's going on.
Isn't the ideal spot for
yeah, not the best, not exactly a best position for the camera, but nothing you can really do about that, and they're gonna push him.
Believe they will push him off the racetrack. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it didn't look, I don't know. Anyways, they're gonna push him off the track. The field is gonna keep going around. Almost time to go racing here.
Ryan Wilson's got a bit of a feat for him here. He's starting dead last in this heat race, so he's got some fighting to do to get up on top, and he's gonna have to get through some very fast cars here tonight.
Oh yeah, of course, as the speeds picks up, and Austin Seaburn has proven to be one of the other top drivers in this box stock class. So he's got a lot of people if he wants to catch up to that flying 24 machine. And the green flag is out. Here we go again. Austin Seaburn will lead him down into the turn number 1.
Seaburn leads them all down the backstretch, sitting in second, Jack Smolders and Declan Salt Johnson, the top 3. Battles there going on for third between Grayson Palace, who sneaks down to the inside.
Over back to the front, Jack Smolders is right there on the tail of Austin Seaburn. He got close down the front stretch. Let's see if he's got something for him now. Still not yet. He's really close there, and looks like they might be going side by side on this lap.
All over the back end of that 24 machine, it's Jack Smolders. He is not letting him get away in this heat race.
Austin Seaburn still playing some great defense, though, not letting Smolders get to him yet. Smolders shoots down to that inside line and almost makes it too wide, forces Seaburn to go wide, but Seaburn will still hold on to the first place going down the backstretch now. 4
laps left to go for Austin Seaburn. This is going to be a tough challenge for him. Jack Smolders has given everything he's got to that 24 machine.
Yeah, Smolders just doesn't seem to have that power that Seaburn has going down that backstretch, but he's shooting and getting closer and closer every time. Almost makes a challenge for now, and yellow flag is out as the, I believe that is the 77 of Declan Salt Johnson, goes for a bit of a spin and takes out a pylon.
Well, Trevor DeBoer's not going to be happy about that one.
Oh, that pylon is...
So if you see him shaking his head, you'll know why.
Might need a closed casket funeral for that pylon after this week. Rough condition. Getting everybody back up for the single fire restart. This is going to make it interesting because Jack Smolders will have another chance to try at Austin Seaburn. And look at where Ryan Wilson is. Started at the back, and now he's in 4th. So those 3 drivers, Seaburn, Smolders, and Wilson, that would make it an interesting battle here. And I would definitely say to keep your eyes on Wilson.
Well, yeah, he's got a bit of a feed up in front of him, but this restart definitely helps him out. It put him all that closer, and so yeah, definitely keep an eye on that 71 machine.
Oh yeah. Coming down the backstretch now for the final time. Carter along with the green flag in hand. It's time to go back racing. Austin Siebert will lead him down into turn number 1.
Smolders keeping it tight-knit there on the rear end of Siebert, and he shoots down to the inside. They're side-by-side out of 4.
They make contact there. Here comes Ryan Wilson, not too far behind him. Smolders in the lead, Siebert in second, and Ryan Wilson's flying now. Going to try and use that outside line. Doesn't get it now. He's going to try to go to the inside. It's a three-way battle for first, and the white flag is out one more time around.
Smolders, last time down the backstretch in that 7 machine. He'll hold on out of 4 to the checkered flag, picking up heat race number 1. It's Jack Smolders, Austin Siebert, and Ryan Wilson round out the top 3.
Whew, what a heat race. Austin Siebert and Jack Smolders went toe-to-toe there.
That was interesting, yeah. Bet you if Ryan Wilson had more time, we could have went 3 wide there going down the backstretch. So they all had the eager there to get up front, and just, I guess, ran out of time for them.
Oh, yeah. And as you can see, as they're starting to leave the track now, got a bit of a pile up here, and now the flat seniors are getting ready to roll out now. Interesting finish to last week's event, but here we are again for another Thursday night, so let's see how this one will turn out. It's time for the starting lineup for heat number 1 for these flat seniors. 8 laps. Starting first in that 44B, it's Isabella Lynn. Starting second in the 751, it's Nick Capolo. Starting third in the 33, it's Ron McGarry. Fourth in that 88L, it's Lance Erskine. Starting fifth in that 66, it's Bailey Salt. Starting sixth in the 77, it's Randy Hollingshead. Starting seventh in the 15, it's Anthony Verdi. Eighth, Matt Reed in the 78. Ninth, it's Robbie General in the 4. And rounding out the field, it's Cameron Book in the 28th, starting 10th. Green flag is out. Time to go heat racing.
Lance Erskine there in the 88L. He's battling there for third rather with Randy Hollingshead.
Isabella Lynn's got a massive lead. She is absolutely flying right now, but the rest of the field is not too far behind. We can see Nick Capolo there kind of running on that outside. Not going to be long till he's right there challenging her for that first place position.
Lance Erskine, Matt Reed, and Randy Hollingshead all going out of there in the battle for third.
Matt Reed trying to run on that outside line, trying to make a move on Lance Erskine. Doesn't get it quite yet. He's going to fall back a little bit more. Isabella Lynn back in front, still holding on that lead. Nick Capolo can't exactly seem to catch up yet, and those two have a massive gap to the rest of the field there.
Single file racing, but in the back of the pack, we got Bailey Salt and Anthony Verdi going out of there. 2 laps left to go for Isabella Lynn.
Isabella Lynn and Nick Capolo, they're creating a massive lead. Nick Capolo got close there to try and challenge her for the first place position. Doesn't get it yet. White flag's out one more time around for Isabella Lynn in that 44B.
Matt Reed looks to make a move down the backstretch, but off of 4, Isabella Lynn picks up heat race number 1. Randy Hollingshead, Nick Capolo in second, Randy Hollingshead in third. And it looked like Matt Reed got fourth in that one.
Interesting finish there, and Isabella Lynn is absolutely flying tonight. She's had a lot of pace, especially last week too, but tonight, in this heat race, she was flying.
Up next, the junior flat sitting on the grid right now. And they'll roll out onto the racetrack, starting on the pole for this one in the 49. That's Wyatt Smith, and is outside his brother in the 25. That's Ethan Smith. Rolling off third in the 11G. That's Gage Holt, and rounding out the field in the 88. That's Rowan Reed.
4 drivers ready to duke it out here for 8 laps. White flags out one more time around for Wyatt Smith. Nolan Kretz isn't here, who was really fast last week and made a challenge for Wyatt Smith, so it's interesting to see what he can do without his closest competition here. Green flag is out for Wyatt Smith and Ethan Smith, and they immediately go toe-to-toe going into turn number 1.
Smith jumps out, Ethan Smith jumps out front, Wyatt Smith sitting in second, but I doubt that will be for long.
Yeah, Wyatt Smith is absolutely flying, and he's right there on his tail. Will try to make a move on his brother for that first place position. We got a brother battle for first place here, and it looks like he bumps him out of the way, and he'll take the lead going into turn number 1 now.
49 was all over the back end of his brother. Ethan Smith just bumped him out of the way and said adios, and he's now out in front.
Wyatt Smith's going to continue to widen his gap here as the laps wind down, and it looks like Rowan Reed in the 88 is going to go for a bit of a spin. Yellow flag is out, and we'll wait for Rowan Reed to rejoin the field.
Well, I kind of want to see if Ethan Smith's going to give him a little bit of payback there.
Yeah, looks like he kind of shoved him out of the way there, so we'll see with 5 laps to go. Should be interesting for these two brothers. White flag is out. They're going to pace around one more time.
And Wyatt Smith will take the green flag off of 4.
Here we go, back under the green flag. Wyatt Smith will lead him into turn number 1 and down the backstretch, and he's got a massive gap there on the rest of the field. And now it looks like I believe that is the 11 Chief Gage Holt goes for a spin now. Quick little spin in the dust, will rejoin the field. And we'll have to restart again. Pacing around here. Still 5 laps to go for these 4 drivers here. Yellow flags out, telling drivers, slow down now, hold on.
And of course, Friday night racing out on the big track. You're not going to want to miss that, especially for the kids. It's Christmas in August, so you're definitely going to want to bring the family out for that one.
Might have to dress up in a Santa costume tomorrow. I don't know if I'd be any good at gift giving though, but there it is up. 7:30 race time, of course. All Ohsweken races. Broadcasted Friday night, 7:30 on GeForce TV. Wyatt Smith continues to go around here as the laps keep winding down on Ethan Smith. Those two have a massive gap to the rest of the field. Wyatt Smith will lead him to 2 to go near here going down the front stretch now.
Ethan Smith looking to keep pace with his brother, but one more time around for Wyatt Smith out in front.
Down the back stretch now. Wyatt Smith with a massive gap. He'll take it to the checkered flag, and he'll win heat race number 1 for the junior flats.
And that will conclude heat race number 1 for the junior flats. Up next, the open micro sprints, and that will conclude the first round of heat racing. And up next will be the second round and invert the fields. So if your favorite driver started way at the back, then he's going to have way better of a chance during the second round of heats. So
top cheddar getting pushed off right now. A lot of drivers discussed, I was talking to earlier about the track. Not really, they don't favor this slicker track. They kind of like how it was last week for the first round of heats, where it was really muddy and bumpy, but it had a lot of grip. So they don't seem to favor these type of slick tracks, but I don't know. Should be interesting.
Getting all lined up here. The 88 comes to a stop on the front straightaway. And he'll get back going. He's got one of those electric starts. But starting on the pole for this one in the 9H, it's the Hurricane Hayden Anacoke. It is outside in the 0J. It's the Iceman Johnny Miller. Rolling off third in the 96, that's Brennan Hager. And his outside in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. Rolling off fifth in the 16, that's Campbell Baker. And his outside in the 770, that's Cameron Old. And rounding out the field in the 88, that is Riley Mercer.
Carter along with the green flag in hand as they come down the back stretch. I'm excited for this heat race number 1. Let's get it started. Hayden Anacoke shoots down to that inside line. Johnny Miller on the outside.
Anacoke leads them all down the back stretch. Johnny Miller sails it into 3 and 4.
Hayden still holding on to that first place position, but Johnny Miller's creeping up behind him. It won't be long now till he'll challenge him. And now we can see that 96 of Brennan Hagar's getting closer to Johnny Miller now.
Miller working that inside line. Hits the berm there on the infield. Keeps it all together. We'll go back to attack in the 9-8.
Hayden's still holding a big lead now. We can see Brennan Hagar's getting closer and closer there. He almost had him going into turn number 1, and they're going to be side by side going down. And it looks like Kiana Teal goes for a bit of a spin in the turn.
That'll bring out the caution flag. Man, Johnny Miller, he's pretty good at saving that card. He hit the infield, and it sent it all sorts of ways, but he got it back together and held off Brennan Hager, who's right behind him.
Oh yeah, he was absolutely flying there. Hayden got some amazing pace here in this heat race. Been able to hold off some of the best in this division here. Of course, interesting to see Campbell Baker in his new engine taking that one for a whirl here on the track.
Anacoke, Miller, and Hager, the top 3. Carter along with the green flag in hand. We're back green flag racing.
Hayden, Miller, Hager, Baker, Mercer, and Ulm. Kiana Teal follows in suit. They're all going to go down the back stretch now. Hayden Anacoke starts to create a big lead on that OJ and Johnny Miller here, but the rest of the field isn't far behind the two as they're going to go down the back stretch now.
Off of corner 4 to the cross flags. Anacoke, 5 laps left to go.
Looks like Campbell Baker's going to be making a challenge for Johnny Miller. Doesn't have it quite yet as Johnny Miller seems to have a problem, and he will fall to the back of the pack super slow on that outside line. Campbell Baker will overtake him in second place now.
Miller will pull it off of the racetrack. We're still green flag racing here. Baker all over the back end of the 9H. Hayden Anacoke and ain't giving much of a break.
Baker's absolutely flying to that 16, and now he'll take the lead going down the front stretch. Your new leader, Campbell Baker, to that 16.
1 more lap left to go for Campbell Baker. Anacoke in second, and Brennan Hager sitting in third. And down the back stretch for the final time. Off of corner 4 to the checkered flag. Race number 1 goes to Campbell Baker. Anacoke and Hager, the top 3. Mercer and Teal will round out the top 5.
Looks like that new engine's working really nice for Campbell Baker there in that 16. He was flying there at that end of the heat race. All he had to do was clear a couple cars and he was gone.
And that will conclude the first round of heat racing. And up next, the beginners are sitting out on the grid at the moment, getting their karts all fired up.
Going to be an interesting heat race number 2 for these beginners. Still getting everybody pushed off the track now. Should be good. In any moment now, they're going to start rolling off. Any second now.
So if you were all disappointed about the rain out last week, then you wanted to see some Thundersocks go racing for a cash blast, it has been rescheduled for next week. So if you can't make it to the racetrack, which you definitely should, tune in to GeForce TV.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be super excited to see all that cash they're giving away. First, second place, a lot of money there on the table. So gonna make it into a real interesting Friday night. Anyway, pacing around down the back stretch now. It's time for the starting lineup for heat race number 2 for the beginner micro sprints. Starting first in the 02, it's Cecil Burbridge. Starting third in that 09, it's Casey Walker. Starting third in that 10M, it's Maverick Chichok. Starting fourth in that 94, it's Georgia Hooker. Starting fifth in the 14, it's Diesel Montour. Starting sixth in that 97, it's Andy Gray. Starting seventh in the 96, it's Jolene Hookert. Starting 8th in the 9, it's Braden Pettit. Starting 9th in the 51, it's Grayson Lawson. And starting 10th in the 7, it's Christopher Young. And rounding out the field in the 17, it's Travis Whitaker. Green flag in hand for Carter Long. It's time to start heat race number 2. And Casey Walker will take the lead, but Cecil Burbridge immediately blasts around her and will now lead him going down the backstretch.
3 wide there down the backstretch in the battle for third. Andy Gray, Diesel Montour will go out to battle for third still.
Casey Walker putting up a fight for second, loses it now and falls back a couple spots to Diesel Montour and Andy Gray in that 97. Diesel Montour is now going to try to get closer and closer to that 02 of Cecil Burbridge. Doesn't have it, but as Cecil has a massive lead down the backstretch now.
Andy Gray closing the gap on that 14 of Diesel Montour. Looks to make a move down to the inside, but Montour shuts the door.
Andy Gray just doesn't have it yet. Montour still going to hold on to that second place, and now Cecil Burbridge is getting closer and closer. He'll start to hit some lap traffic pretty quickly now.
2 laps left to go for Cecil Burbridge. Still in the battle for second, it's Andy Gray and Diesel Montour. Montour's playing some really good defense here.
Yeah, Montour is not letting anybody get by now. Braden Pettit wants to make some moves to try and join in. Still doesn't have it yet. And down the front stretch for the final time, Cecil Burbridge will take the win in heat race number 1. Diesel Montour comes home in second, Andy Gray in third, and Braden Pettit in fourth.
And that will conclude the heat racing for the beginners. Some exciting racing there. Good battle there for second. Diesel Montour able to hold off Andy Gray in that 97 and comes out in second. Cecil Burbridge was gone the second the green flag dropped and had that one in the bag. But
yeah, as soon as it dropped, Casey Walker, boom, gone. Cecil Burbridge flies off and take that lead. And of course now the box stocks will get ready to roll out now.
Starting on the pole for this one in the 71, it's flying Ryan Wilson at his outside. In the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. Rolling off third in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah to his outside. In the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off fifth in the 6T, that's Jasmine Silver-Smith. And her outside in the 7, that's Jack Smulders. Rolling off 7th in the 17Z, that's Zaid Miller. And to his outside in the 28H, that's Hunter Hill. Rolling off 9th in the 15G, that's Grayson Malloy-Heen. To his outside in the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. And rounding out the field in the 24, that's Austin Seaburn.
Rolling off finally, gonna get them ready to go here.
So, if you're noticing Austin Seaburn in his bright red kart, from what his dad was telling me, he wrecked that kart pretty bad, and it seemed like it wasn't raceable. So that's why he's out in his black 24 machine, but still as fast. I haven't seen any much of a difference between the karts. I guess it's just much of the driver, right?
Yeah, I was wondering why he wasn't running that red one, but that explains it. But yeah, it doesn't seem like any speed, power, momentum's been lost. He's still flying, and it's going to make it an interesting heat race starting at the back for him now. Flying Ryan Wilson in that purple 71 will take him to the green flag and will shoot down into turn number 1.
Here goes Jack Smulders down to the inside of Palace. He'll follow suit of the 81 of Lincoln Obadiah.
Smulders and Obadiah make a little bit of contact now. Lincoln Obadiah holding on to that third place spot. He's going to try to make some moves to take over that 02 of Everett Burbridge. Doesn't have it yet. Jack Smulders will shoot down the inside, makes contact with Obadiah again, and now they're battling for third place, going down the front stretch and onto the back stretch now.
Smulders on the inside of the 02 of Burbridge, looking to make a move. He'll do just that, going down the front stretch.
They were getting rough there, but Smolders makes it out unscathed. He'll now take the second place and will go down the backstretch now. Looks like Everett Burbage went for a bit of a spin, keeps it under control, and will stay under the green here.
Ryan Wilson way out in front over Jack Smolders. Sitting in third is Lincoln Obadiah, Austin Seaburn, and Powis, the top 5 at the moment. And behind them, we've got some good battles there between Hunter Hill, Grayson Malloy, Burbridge, Miller. All battles there for position.
Seaburn is absolutely flying, and now he's right on that tail of the 81 of Lincoln Obadiah. He'll go to the inside now, and they're battling down the backstretch. Seaburn creates a gap, and he's got separation. He'll take second place now as the white flag's out one more time around for Ryan Wilson.
And he'll come off of corner 4. He'll pick up heat race number 2. Ryan Wilson. Jack Smolders comes in second, and Austin Seaburn rounds out the top 3.
Super. That was wild. Austin Seaburn from the back all the way to the front, taking home a super nice finish there. Always good when you can pass a lot of cars there in a heat race.
Definitely lives up to the nickname, Flying Ryan Wilson there, and picks up heat race number 2. Bit of a traffic jam up on corner 4. Obviously have to wait for them for safety reasons. And
Yep, as we can see, the senior flats are sitting nice and relaxed here, putting on their gloves, getting the steering wheels, all their safety gear on, getting ready to roll out now. Should be good here. A roll in just about a second. Still waiting for the track to clear down at the other side. Sun starting to come down now here at the Little O. Beautiful day for racing though. I don't see any clouds, so that's great to see, of course, after last week.
see if you can look at the camera up on corner number 2, right under the Miska billboard there. That's the track photographer for Friday nights, sitting out in a lawn chair. You can barely see his head just sticking over the hay bales.
Oh yeah, I see him. I didn't realize what you were pointing at for a second there, and I was like, oh, yeah. That's got to be a nice spot though, right there on the track.
Let's hope it don't get too dusty.
Yeah. Now it looks like we're ready to roll out, and it's time for the starting lineup for the Senior Flats Heat Race number 2, 8 laps. Starting first in the 28, it's Cameron Book. Starting second in that 4, it's Robbie General. Starting third in the 78, it's Matt Reed. Starting fourth in the 15, it's Anthony Verdi. Starting fifth in the 77, it's Randy Hollingshead. Starting sixth in the 66, it's Bailey Salt. Starting seventh in the 88L, it's Lance Erskine. Eighth is Ron McGarry in the 33. Ninth is Nick Capolo in the 751. And rounding out the field in 10th, it's Isabel Lynn in the 44B.
Green flag is out here at Ohsweken Speedway. Cameron Book going at it there. I can't see who else is beside him, but
Believe that is the 4 of Robbie General there is in second. And now we can see that 78 of Matt Reed will challenge him for that second place spot, but Cameron Book in his own world right now, flying away.
I don't know if you noticed, but Anthony Verdi dropped and well, he was telling me his motor might blow, and it looks like it might have.
Yeah, 2 cars already having trouble now. Of course, Ron McGarry and that Stole 33 machine down on the inside of the track with what believes to be a problem. And Cameron Book is now going to have some challenge for the lead here as Matt Reed and that 78's getting closer and closer. We'll see as he's going to go down the backstretch now. We got a battle for the lead going down the backstretch and into turn number 3 and 4.
Matt Reed working that outside line on Cameron Book. Book is holding his own there going into 1.
Yep, Book still holding on to first, but Matt Reed isn't too far behind. He'll try to challenge again using that outside line as they'll take him to the 2 to go. Randy Hollingshead wants to join in on the fun in his yellow 77. Looks like Randy Hollingshead will try to make some moves on that 78 or Matt Reed going down. It's the white flag one more time around for Cameron Book in the 28.
Hollingshead looking to track down that 28, but it looks like he'll run out of time. Cameron Book off of corner number 4 to the checkered flag. He'll pick up race number 2. Randy Hollingshead, Matt Reed, who's up in smoke right now. Don't know if that's oil burning, but
Well, I definitely noticed he's looking back here at the smoke, Scar. Now the junior flats are getting ready to roll off now after we clear the track. Ron McGarry is going to get pushed off here.
up next, the junior flats for their 8-lap heat race. Then the open micro sprints, and that will conclude heat racing for the night. We'll hop into a 10-minute intermission with interviews.
Of course.
Don't forget the interviews, but fine. Juniors out on the racetrack. Starting on the pole for this one in the 88, that's Rowan Reed. And her outside in the 11G, that is Gage Holt. Rolling off third in the 25, that's Ethan Smith. And his outside, Wyatt Smith in the 49, but I don't see him out there.
Yeah, I don't think he made the call, or it looks like they're trying to push him onto the track right now. Here he comes. The 49 will enter the track. Last race's heat winner. Yellow flag's out as we'll await him. And now the white flag's out. One more time around for these junior flats, and then we'll get it started for this 8-lap heat race.
Rowan Reed, Gage Holt, Ethan Smith, and Wyatt Smith. Green flag is out.
And here we go. Gage Holt and Ethan Smith immediately get really close now. And now Wyatt Smith will make a challenge there for first place on Rowan Reed. He'll get it done quite easily. And your new leader is Wyatt Smith in that 49.
He'll lead them all down the backstretch. Rowan Reed and Ethan Smith battling there for second.
Ethan Smith will clear and will now take second place, and he's got a lot of room to catch up if he wants to get to his brother there in the 49.
5 laps left to go for Wyatt Smith in that 49 machine.
Wyatt Smith will take him to the halfway point now in the 49. Ethan Smith in second, Gage Holt in third, and Rowan Reed seems to have a problem. Yellow flag is out.
Looks like she just went around there on the bottom of 3, and she'll turn it back around and join the tail end of the field.
Ethan Smith only been racing for 2 years, and pretty good for a young driver there. He's been flying. Rowan Reed will rejoin the field. And we got 4 to go, halfway up, halfway down, and then it's time for the second and final heat race of the night, not only for the top cheddar open micro sprints, but that'll finish it off for all heat racing tonight, and then we'll go into intermission. Green flag is out. It's time to go back racing. Wyatt Smith will lead him into turn number 1. But oh, Ethan Smith in there going side by side down the backstretch. We got a battle for the lead.
Smith cuts back down to the bottom. They're side by side going into 1.
Smith seems to bridge off now, but Ethan Smith's got a lot of power now. He's getting closer and closer, but he doesn't seem to have it yet. 2 to go now for Wyatt Smith and that 49 machine.
Whoa, I don't know why Ethan slowed down there, but he'll take the white flag. Here comes Smith back down to the bottom. He'll cut up in front. Ethan Smith giving it to him, almost goes around there on the bottom of 1.
Went for a bit of a power slide here, but Wyatt Smith will take it around for the final time, and he'll win heat race number 2 for the junior flats. He'll sweep the heat races here tonight.
If you can see on the front of that 49, you can tell where he hit the inside of the track. Looks like Ethan Smith got a bit of it too. He got a bit of a mud splatter all over his kart, but the open micro sprint's getting pushed onto the racetrack. And you know what I've noticed? It looks like that pylon on the front stretch, it looks brand spanking new, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice looking pylon.
If you hit it, DeBoer will give you a piece of his mind, but
you can See the damaged pylons there in the infield on that left side.
Yeah.
A lot of contact between those pylons, but that brand new pylon's looking good. And it looks like there's also another one there on the back stretch. Not exactly on the track yet, you know. Want to preserve at least one pylon. Opens are cruising around here, awaiting everybody to get up, and then we'll get into the starting lineups and have them rolled out for this heat race number 2.
So as the night goes on, I don't know how that beefed up motor for Baker is going to turn out for him. Having smaller motors definitely helps with dry, slicker tracks. And I don't know, but it looks like the track's heading towards that way, and they are the last feature, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge for them.
Yeah, it seemed to work out really good for him. I mean, it did work out really good for him. He did win the heat race, but of course, as the track changes, like you said, it's going to make it a lot harder for these drivers and their bigger engines to try and put it in victory lane. But we'll see here.
Well, starting on the pole for this one in the 88, that's Riley Mercer and his outside. In the 770, that's Cameron Ohm. Rolling off in that third spot, Campbell Baker in the 16 machine. And his outside in the 24K, that's Keanu Teal. Rolling off fifth in the 96, that's Brendan Hager. And his outside in the 0J, it's the Iceman Johnny Miller. And rounding out the field in the 9H, it's the Hurricane Hayden Anico. I don't see Johnny Miller out there, so whatever happened to his card, it wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't think he can... got a chance to bring it back out after that. Seemed pretty catastrophic for his vehicle there, but Riley Mercer and Cameron Ohm getting ready to roll. Green flag is out, and Mercer will shoot down to the inside. Campbell Baker in second. It's time for the final heat race of the night.
Campbell Baker working the inside line. Looks like Baker took lap 1 there away from Riley Mercer. Yellow flag is out.
Looks like false restart. We'll bring them back in. Complete restart. Got the call there. We'll stack them, re-rack them, and fire them back up.
You guys got a fire.
Now, you know what we need in here? We need a window in our booth, right to the kitchen, so we can get some fries.
Well, they make the pizza back there. I'd take some pizza.
Hey, anything we can take will be good. I'll be good with, but
Announcer's takeout window right behind us.
exactly. Your window just slide open. Can I get some fries, please? Be perfect.
Popcorn, little pepperoni pizza.
Don't get me started. I'm already thinking about Friday night tomorrow. Didn't get to have some of those delicious chicken fingers last week, so I'm eager for them.
They are good. They are good.
Looks like Campbell Baker's got something wrong with his kart. He's stopped there on the back stretch. Don't know if that's something where he can get fired back off and he'll rejoin the track. Looks like he'll have to get pushed off the track here. Problems for his 16. Definitely rough to see. Got the new engine, wins the heat race. Looking super solid, leading in this second heat race. And got a problem, he got to push off the track. He's still stopped there at the edge, so he might be able to get everything working, or they're just going to take a look at it and push him off again anyway. Back on the track, though. Cameron Ohm, Riley Mercer, going to keep putting around here, getting ready to restart.
All right, push them off. Let's go.
Jeff with the call to push him off the racetrack.
Looks like he's trying to get everything. He's in position to rejoin the track. He's turning on the inside, so I think they should be able to fire him back off. Not sure yet. Can't exactly see from the windows. I'll come by, getting it fired back up, and it seems like he's struggling there to get the car fired back off, having a little bit of struggle. Looks like he's gonna have to bring it off. Or, no, he'll keep it on the track. Looks like he'll be able to rejoin the field then.
Still 10 laps on the board. Went for a complete restart. He should be joining the tail end of the field.
Yeah, it looks a little, engine seems to be a little bit rough when it comes to firing off there. Here it kind of popping and banging there going down the back stretch. Yeah, and looks like he's going to take it off now. Engine just doesn't seem right, so thought he was going to rejoin, paced around a couple laps, and he left again. So we're down to 5 drivers here for this heat race.
Definitely not ideal, but still got 5 fast cars out on the racetrack.
Oh yeah.
Mercer and Ulm on the front row. Green flag is up.
Looks like Hager goes for a little bit of bump on the inside. Mercer's going to lead him down the front stretch, going into turn number 2 and down the back stretch now. Mercer's got a big lead. Cameron Ulm in second, Kiana Thiel in third, and Brendan Hager in fourth. Everybody starts with single file out.
Hager charging on that inside line on Kiana Thiel. Gets a little bumpy there, and 3 and 4 gathers it back up. And we'll go back to racing.
Cameron Ohm's got a little bit of speed, but doesn't exactly have enough. Kiana Thiel goes for a spin there down in turn number 4. Bring out the yellow flag now. She was right there and trying to make a move on that 777 of Cameron Ohm. Didn't have it. Went for a spin, and looks like they're calling for the buggy.
It looked like he was pointing towards the pit area, but doesn't look like the case. Fires off, and will join the tail end of the field. Still 7 laps left to go. Mercer out in front, Cameron Ulm and Brennan Hager the top 3 at the moment.
Ohm's got a good bit of speed, but I don't think he quite has it to challenge that 88 of Mercer though. But you never know. He's got a lot of power, and he's got a lot of skill there, so it'll be interesting to see what he does on this restart here. Green flag's out. It's time to go back racing.
Mercer leads them all down the back stretch. Cameron Ulm and Brennan Hager still the top 3. Hager's popping wheelies there in 3 and 4, and definitely an exciting one to watch.
Mercer is starting to create a massive gap now. He'll take him to the halfway point. Cameron Ohm in second, Brennan Hager third, Hayden Nanicoke in fourth, and Kiana Thiel rounds out the field in 5th there. She's going to try and make a move on that 9H of Hayden Nanicoke, and will now start to work on that 96 of Brennan Hager now.
Riley Mercer out in front is using everything but the bottom lane. He is just flying on that outside, and it is definitely working for him. 3 laps left to go.
Oh yeah, Riley Mercer's got a massive gap now. Second place, Cameron Ohm is playing some really tough defense on that 96 of Brendan Hager. He does not want to give up that second place spot as the laps wind down here.
1 more lap left to go for Riley Mercer. Hager still fighting with that 777 with Cameron Ohm. He's doing a good job of holding off that 96, but off of corner for the checkered flag, picking up race number 2. That'll be Riley Mercer, Cameron Ulm in second, and rounding out the top 3, it's Brennan Hager.
Interesting heat race, and as you can see on the starting lane where they fire off now, it's Campbell Baker in his 16. So looks like they're going to try to see if the car can run for the feature, which is good to see. And we are going to go to intermissions now, and we'll be back quite soon with some interviews for you all here on GeForce TV. See you soon. here with the first interview of Intermission with the 24 of Ohsweken Speedway. So, Austin, seemed like you went for a bit of a ride there on Tuesday, so talk about what happened.
Well, we were racing on Heat 2. Heat 1 went perfectly. We got the Heat 1 win. It's awesome. And then on Heat 2, my back tire came up from a rut. I did one spin and then another, stopped, and then the car hit me, did another twirl in the air. They all thought it was serious. I hurt my leg really bad, but other than that, it's going pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't seem to be affecting you, of course, with that new micro sprint you're rolling out. Seems to be rolling really good. So it's going to be interesting to see you in the feature. What are your plans?
My plans mostly are trying to get the win. Hasn't been really good. We got past in Heat 1. Heat 2 I'm pretty excited for. Or not Heat 2, we already finished Heat 2. Feature I'm pretty excited for. Hoping we get the win there. Other than that, not much.
All right, good luck and have fun in the feature. That'll do it for interview number 1, Ohsweken Speedway. Coming up next, we'll have interview number 2 with McLean. So see you soon.
Here with Ron McGarry of the 33 senior flat kart. How's the track looking tonight?
Not bad. It's better than last week. Last week was really rough. It's fairly decent tonight. I mean, I didn't get to find out in the second heat because I lost a clutch bolt, so I had to pull in the infield, but we'll be good for the feature.
And what are you looking to do to put it in victory lane here tonight?
Everyone else crashed, probably.
And that's it for Ron McGarry of the 33 flat senior kart. Up next, the feature races here at Ohsweken Speedway.
All right, I'm here with Wyatt and Ethan Smith, 2 Smith brothers here in the junior flats. So start with you, Wyatt. Talk about your night so far. Come a little closer.
Pretty good. In practice, good race. Heat 1, not a lot of action. Heat 2 was really good. We were battling side by side. And then I hit the cone, and then he passed me, then I passed him back. And that's it.
Interesting. And Ethan, what do you hope to do in the feature tonight?
Trying to beat Wyatt and maybe get second or fourth if he spins out, then and it's like white flag, then he's like on tone 4.
All right. Well, good luck to both of you guys, and thanks for joining us in interview number 3. We'll be back with McLean, who I believe has got Cameron home. So thanks, guys.
live at Ohsweken Speedway. Ready to kick off some beginners feature racing here at Ohsweken Speedway. They are taking the track there off of corner number 2. You can see on the camera.
Getting ready to roll off right now, and it's time for the starting lineup. 12 laps for these beginners. Starting first in the 14, it's Diesel Montour. Starting second in the 02, it's Cecil Burbridge. Starting third in the 9, it's Braden Pettit. Starting fourth in the 97, it's Andy Gray. Starting fifth in the 51, it's Grayson Lawson. Starting sixth in the 10M, it's Maverick Chichok. Starting 7th in the 94, it's Georgia Hookert. Starting 8th in the 7, it's Christopher Young. Starting 9th in the 09, it's Casey Walker. And starting 10th in the 96, it's Jolene Hookert. And starting 11th in the 17, it's Travis Whitaker.
That is your beginner micro sprint feature lineup here as they go down the backstretch for the final time. Ready to set them loose. Carter Long with the green flag in hand.
It's time to go racing for the first feature event of the night for the beginners. Cecil Burbridge shoots down across Diesel Montour, and he'll take the lead going into turn number 1 and down the backstretch.
Braden Pettit looks to make a move to the outside of Diesel Montour. Swerves down. He's swerving all over the place. Andy Gray in his way too.
Top 5 all spread out now. Cecil Burbridge got a massive lead to that 14 of Diesel Montour, and he's going to continue sending it around the track here. Going to hit some lap traffic pretty soon. Back in second place, Diesel Montour and Andy Gray there getting closer. Now it looks like Andy Gray in that green and black 97 will now challenge Diesel Montour for the second place spot.
Andy Gray down to the inside. Montour shuts the door down the backstretch. Keeping it nice and steady there in that 14 machine.
Andy Gray's going to continue to try and make some moves on that 14 of Diesel Montour in second place there. He doesn't have it as Cecil Burbridge is now going to hit some lap traffic, and he shoots to the outside trying to pass that 17 of Travis Whitaker. Back in second place, Andy Gray has overtaken the 14 of Diesel Montour now for second place, but Diesel Montour is going to look to strike and take that position back.
Diesel Montour shoots down to the inside. Andy Gray uses that lap traffic sort of to his favor there. And he'll jump out in front.
A bunch of the pack in a lot of lap traffic here. Back out in front though, Cecil Burbridge has got a massive lead on the rest of the field there. He's going to continue to take laps off. It's 5 laps to go now for Cecil Burbridge there in the 02 machine.
Andy Gray makes his way by some more lap traffic. Montour and Pettit follow. Burbridge still way out in front by a 3-second gap. That is a massive gap there for Burbridge, but he'll take 2 laps left to go off of 4.
Looks like Braden Pettit will now try and make some moves in that 9 machine to overtake third place from the 14 of Diesel Montour. Cecil Burbridge will bring it to the white flag. It's one more time around for that red 02 machine.
Braden Pettit trying to get by that 14 machine. But off of corner 4 in the 02, it's Cecil Burbridge. He'll take the feature race win here at Ohsweken Speedway. Following in second, it's Andy Gray. Diesel Montour rounds out the top 3.
Interesting heat race to start us off for the night.
Burbridge pulls off the feature race win. He'll pull up to the front stretch. And doing double duty again tonight, it's Carter Long.
Yeah, he's going to get a picture with that brand new Epic Racewear checkered flag. Beautiful looking flags.
And up next, it's the box stocks ready for their 15-lap feature race. And this is definitely going to be an exciting one to watch. On the front row, we've got the 2 battling for points, Jack Smulders and Ryan Wilson. You already know it's going to be one heck of a battle.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited to watch how this one turns out, but it's a fast class, especially tonight, so it's going to be interesting, a lot of heavy hitters, and I'm excited to see how this one's going to turn out. Cecil Burbridge going to get his pictures finally taken, and he'll take it off the track now, and it's just about time for these box stocks to roll off.
ready for their 15-lap feature race event. They'll fire off the grid and onto the racetrack. Starting on the pole for this one in the 70 machine, that's Jack Smolders. And to his outside in the 71, that's Ryan Wilson. Rolling off third in the 24, that's Austin Seaburn. And to his outside in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off fifth in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. And to his outside in the 15G, that's Grayson Malohi. Rolling off in that 7th spot, Everett Burbage in the 02. And to his outside in the 17Z, that's Zayden Miller. Rolling off in that 9th spot, Declan Salt Johnson. At his outside in the 6T, that's Jasmine Silver Smith. And rounding out the field in the 28H, that's Hunter Hill.
One driver I'd say watch out for is, I would say, Everett Burbage there in that 02. He's been pretty fast, so let's see how he does it. And it's time to go heat racing, or feature racing, my bad. Austin Seaburn and Ryan Wilson are side by side going down the backstretch, but Jack Smolders is still holding a good lead.
Smolders leads lap number 1. Grayson Palace looking to get into the mix. He's following suit in that 24 of Austin Seaburn.
Jack Smolders continues to hold a big gap there on that second place 70 run of Ryan Wilson. Starting, or in third right now is the Hurricane Austin Seaburn. Rolling around now in that black 24 machine. Single file from about first to 6th, 7th there. Jack Smolders still holding on the lead, but Ryan Wilson's getting closer and closer every lap. He's inching every single lap. So soon we might have a battle for first place.
Wilson tracking down that 7 of Jack Smolders. He is inching closer and closer every lap, and we're about to see something come out of this with 10 laps left to go.
They're going to start to hit some lap traffic now. This is going to make it interesting. Ryan Wilson is going on that inside line. Doesn't seem to have it yet, and soon they're going to be side by side. He's right there, and now we got a battle for the first place position as Ryan Wilson's now right on the tail of Jack Smolders.
Wilson tried to duck down to the inside of Jack Smolders. Smolders shuts the door. He'll lead him down the backstretch. Wilson using that outside line, cuts back down to the bottom. They're side by side going down the front stretch.
Wilson takes the lead. Smolders is right there, though they've been trading positions all night. It's time to see how this one's gonna finish out. Jack Smolders is right on the tail of Ryan Wilson, and he's gonna make a challenge to try and take that first place position back as they're gonna continue to cut up some lap traffic.
Wilson with a good-sized piece of lap traffic in front of him. Looking to use that to gain some separation between Smolders, but Smolders is keeping track with him and looking to get back into first.
Back there in third place, Austin Seaburn is kind of away from everybody else in his own world there. He's trying to catch up to that first and second place. As the laps keep winding down, it's 2 to go for your leader, Ryan Wilson.
Smolders still trying to track down that 71 of Ryan Wilson. Wilson's got a bit of a gap there now over Jack Smolders with 1 lap left to go.
White flags out. Ryan Wilson's gonna take it down the backstretch for the final time. Jack Smolders doesn't have enough room to catch up, and Ryan Wilson will win the box stock feature race tonight.
Yellow flag is out. I see a wheel.
Looks like
down.
Austin Seaburn suffers more damage to his other micro sprint as he lost the wheel there, but he still managed to cross the finish line. So you can see there on the camera, he's got no wheel going down the backstretch now.
That ain't gonna be a nice ride.
Well, that's rough.
You're gonna want a wheel. Let's stop there on the bottom of 3 and 4.
Pointed out, telling him he's got his wheel missing. Gonna push him up and off the track.
In case you didn't know, you need that there, buddy.
Yeah, you might want to need that if you want to go uphill. Of course, they're gonna get him pushed off, and Ryan Wilson's gonna get his picture taken with those brand new Epic Racewear Victory Lane checker flags. And the flat seniors are lined up, and they look ready to go here for their feature race tonight. 20 laps, gonna be an interesting one with this starting lineup here.
That is a
So I'm definitely excited, especially super interesting and exciting finish last week, so we'll see if something wild is going to happen again here tonight.
And Ryan Wilson will pull it off the racetrack in that beautiful Kenzato 71, done by DJD Graphics.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking purple machine there.
And up next, Flat Seniors for their 20-lap feature race. And
Getting ready. Here they are, rolling onto the track now for their feature race of the night. It's time for the starting lineup for the flat karts, 20 laps to the distance. Starting first in that 77, it's Randy Hollingshead. Starting second in the 28, it's Cameron Book. Starting third in the 44B, it's Isabella Lynn. Starting fourth in the 78, it's Matt Reed. And starting fifth in that 751, it's Nick Capolo. Starting sixth in the 4, it's Robbie General. Seventh in that 15, it's Anthony Verdi. And starting eighth is Ron McGarry, Bailey Salt, and Lance Erskine will finish out the field there. Yellow flag still out. And one interesting thing about Nick Capolo there in that 751 machine is he was the last sportsman champion at Ohsweken Speedway back in 2007. That's when I was born, too. In the last year of weekly sportsman in 2008, 360s started becoming a weekly thing, and sportsman became a visiting series race. So he was the last champion. So got his name etched in fame here at Ohsweken Speedway back in the sportsman, but here he is racing on a beautiful Thursday night. It's time to go feature racing. Randy Hollingshead will shoot down the inside, and they're going to start the race 3 wide going down the backstretch now.
Isabel Lynn jumps out in front over Hollingshead and Cameron Book. Book using that outside line.
Isabella Lynn is in the lead right now, but Cameron Book, Randy Hollingshead, and I believe that is Robbie General. They are all behind her, and they're going to look to try and make some moves to take that first place position.
Robbie General up there in behind Isabella Lynn. Hollingshead sitting in third right now, battling with the 751 and Nick Capolo.
Isabella Lynn holding a lead there, but Robbie General isn't too far off from her. It won't be long now till he'll be right on her tail to try and make a move for that first place position.
Nick Capolo, Hollingshead, and Book all going at it there for third. Book working that inside line, trying to get a grip there on the 77. He'll do just that into one.
Book and Hollingshead are going toe-to-toe right now for that third place position. Book holding on, but Hollingshead in that yellow 71 isn't too far behind. Back out in front, though, Isabella Lynn continuing to hold off Robbie General. She's playing some tough defense, and she's fighting hard to hold on to that first place position.
Book trying to track down first and second there of Lynn and General, and having a tough time doing so. Now battling here for second.
Isabella Lynn now starting to create some more separation. Oh, it looks like Cameron Book makes contact with Robbie General, and more contact there with, I believe that's the 88 of Lance Erskine. They make some contact there now. Lance Erskine went for a bit of a tumble. Looked like he fell out of his cart there.
Looks to be all right, and we'll join the racetrack. Same as Anthony Verdi. He was stopped in the infield there. I know he was having some engine troubles there, but he'll rejoin the racetrack in the tail end of the field.
Here's the replay here, and we can see that it looks like Book just, So yeah, it looks like Book and Robbie General made a bit of contact, then General spun. So, gonna be interesting to see how this flat kart feature finishes out. Of course, 8 laps up, 12 laps still left to go. A lot of distance there, and Isabella Lynn's got a lot more drivers to hold off if she wants to put it in victory lane.
She's got some very heavy hitters behind her. Hollingshead Book. We've got Nick Capolo back there, who's been doing good this year. Bailey Salt, Matt Reed, they're all heavy hitters here at Ohsweken Speedway.
So we got 77.
Isabella Lynn gonna continue to hold on to that first place position here. I think that we can see Cameron Book really make a challenge for that first place position now. He hasn't shown his speed like he usually does throughout today or even in this feature, but at any point he could turn on the switch and just instantly fly off.
Trying to get the field situated here. Getting them all lined up properly. Cameron Book moves up to second there.
So the current lineup right now is Isabella Lynn, Cameron Book, Randy Hollingshead, Bailey Salt, and Nick Capolo there. And Bailey Salt is Declan Salt Johnson's mom, which is interesting and pretty cool to see. A lot of family connections here in racing.
Lance Erskine stops there on corner number 2, hops out of the cart. Looks like he's having a bit of problems there. He did take a bit of a hard hit there with Robbie General. I believe they will push him off the racetrack.
Yeah, he's gonna get pushed off there. Slowly pacing around here, building up a lot of anticipation for how this heat race is gonna finish out. Got the call, white flag this time by. 2 fast drivers are gonna go toe to toe and they're gonna battle it out here for the win. Gonna be interesting to see. 12 laps to go, white flag's out. One more time around before we go green for Isabella Lynn in that purple 44B.
Isabel Lynn, Cameron Book, and Randy Hollingshead the top 3. Carter along with the green flag in hand, and we're feature racing.
Isabella Lynn's gonna lead him down into turn number 1 and down the backstretch. Cameron Book not too far behind. Looks like it won't be long now till he's right on her tail, and he shoots down on the inside, and they make contact, and Cameron Book takes the lead now in going into turn number 1.
Hollingshead shoots down to the inside. He'll look to make a move for second, just that down the backstretch.
Isabella Lynn falls back 2 places and now is having a battle and will fall back another one to Bailey Salt here. Cameron Book now has a massive lead back to second place, the 77 of Randy Hollingshead.
Bailey Salt trying to track down that 77 of Randy Hollingshead. Looks to make a move down to the inside. They're side by side out of 4.
Oh, Bailey Salt and Randy Hollingshead make contact, and Randy Hollingshead goes for a bit of a spin there. 66 getting the call to be sent to the back for the contact with Randy Hollingshead. Here's the replay there, and it just looks like Bailey Salt got up and made some contact with Randy Hollingshead, sent him into a bit of a spin there.
At the tail end of the field. Cameron Book out in front now, Nick Capolo, and that should move Matt Reed up to the 3rd spot.
I believe here he comes right now. Yep, there he is. Isabella Lynn, 4th. Robbie General, 5th. And Anthony Verdi, 6th. Ron McGeary, Randy Hollingshead, and Bailey Salt now. Carter, white flag in hand. Oh, almost time to go back racing.
One more time around, Carter along with the green flag in hand, and we're back green flag racing.
Cameron Book is gonna start off pretty strong here as he starts to create a bit of a gap on Nick Capolo, but Nick Capolo isn't going out that easy. He's right there on the tail of Cameron Book in that 28, and he's gonna try and make a challenge for first place.
Capolo all over the back end of the 28 of Cameron Book, fighting his hardest. Book playing some really good defense here.
Yeah, Book's holding off everybody else. 6 laps left to go now for Cameron Book in that blue 28 machine. Nick Capolo wants to try and make it a battle for first place, but he doesn't quite have the speed to catch up to Book in that 28.
Book really solid here tonight, getting all of his marks. Nick Capolo still in second. Matt Reed in third, in a battle there for fourth between Isabella Lynn and Robbie Genro, looks like.
Isabella Lynn and is currently holding off Robbie Genro for that fourth place position, but he does not seem like he has it to catch up to Isabella Lynn. Back out in front though, Nick Capolo is getting closer and closer now to challenge Cameron Rook for that spot. He gets there, but he doesn't quite have the speed to go side by side with him. White flag's out. One more time around for Cameron Book in the 28.
Book down the backstretch for the final time. Nick Capolo gives him a little tap there on the rear end. Cameron Book comes off of corner for the double checkered flags. He'll pick up the feature race win. Nick Capolo in second, and Matt Reed will round out the top three.
Super interesting heat race, or feature race, sorry. I said that twice now. Wow. Cameron Book will pull it into victory lane and get his picture taken with those epic racewire victory lane checkered flags.
Don't worry, I said heat race there on one of the restarts too, so we're in the same boat.
I keep saying heat race in starting lineups. I gotta stop doing that, but
You're gonna have Monster Energies with you. That might be it.
gotta get more. Anyway, back on, or I should say off the track, the junior flats are getting ready to roll out there. Now a crowd of open micro sprints are surrounding the four. They're waiting for them to leave so they can overtake those spots and get ready for their feature race, which is coming up in a little bit. But of course, gotta have the juniors roll on first. Gonna be an interesting one.
Don't forget also tomorrow night out on the big track at Ohsweken Speedway. It is Christmas in August. Donate a new unwrapped toy for $5 off grandstand admission. It's gonna be a fun night here at Ohsweken Speedway. Definitely gonna want to attend tomorrow night.
Always good. Do some stuff for the community there. And yeah, I'm excited for Christmas in August. Another Friday night, of course. Pretty hungry for some racing after last week got rained out, so it's gonna be pretty good here for a beautiful, bright August night. Back on the track though, 4 karts, white flags out. Time for the starting lineup for these junior flats.
Starting on the pole for this one in the 49, that's Wyatt Smith, and to his outside. In the 25, that's Ethan Smith. Rolling off third in the 88, that's Rowan Reed. And rounding out the field in the 11G, that's Gage Holt.
Green flag is out, and Wyatt and Ethan Smith immediately fly around. Wyatt Smith will start to create a gap on his brother there in the 25.
Smith with a very fast kart here tonight. Battle there for second between Ethan Smith and Gage Holt. Starts to fizzle out there.
Ooh, I interviewed both these guys during intermission. They got a bit of a brother rivalry there. You know, I talked to both of them. Both of them said their objectives for finishing out strong tonight is to beat their brother. But it looks like Wyatt Smith is currently winning that battle right now. So he's got a big gap on his brother in the 25.
You know what? I think that's every sibling's goal. Beat your sibling. It's pretty funny to do it.
It is. Although I haven't exactly won many 1v1s, you could say, against my sister. Not like that. Basically anything we do, she's better at me. So, whatever. I'm not mad. Anyway, yellow flag is out. Gage Holt goes for a bit of a spin, gets it recollected, and then, well, continue back around.
Still 11 laps to go out on the board.
Single file rolling around here. Carter, green flag in hand, got the thumbs up. He's going to throw it this time around, ready to go back racing for these 4. Going to see if Ethan Smith's got something for his brother for the next 11 laps. Green flag is out, and he does. He shoots down on that outside line, and they're now side by side going down the backstretch. We got a battle for the lead.
Ethan Smith falls to the tail of Wyatt Smith, rather. Trying to keep pace with that 49 machine.
Wyatt Smith takes that lead, and he's going to hold on to it now, and he's going to start to create a bit of a gap there on that 25 of Ethan Smith. Laps keep winding down for the two brothers here in first, and of course in the back there, Rowan Reed and Gage Holt are trying to make a challenge. Gage Holt now on that outside line, trying to make a move on that 80 to Rowan Reed. He doesn't have it yet.
7 laps left to go there for Wyatt Smith out in front, Ethan Smith in second, and a battle there for third between Rowan Reed and Gage Holt.
Gage Holt is now trying to use that outside line. He doesn't have it yet on that 88er Rowan Reed. Cross flags around. Wyatt Smith continuing to hold on to that lead there. That gap isn't seeming to get any wider, but it isn't seeming to shrink in either. 5 laps left to go for Wyatt Smith. He'll continue to take it around. All cars single file right now, pacing around.
Smith trying to close that gap on his brother out in front.
Smith, he's getting closer, but he doesn't seem to have it yet. Maybe in these last 2 laps now he might have something for his brother. 2 laps left to go now for Wyatt Smith in first place, and Gage Holt goes for another spin down on the inside, and I believe yellow flag is out now. And with 2 laps to go, these two brothers are going to battle it out to see who's going to take home the checkered flag. White flag's out one more time around before we see an eventful finish to this junior flat race. Is it going to be the younger Ethan Smith, or is it going to be the older Wyatt Smith? What do you think?
Honestly, if I was Ethan Smith, I'd dump him right on the restart. Just turn right through him.
Green flag is out, and they're going to continue to go around. Ethan Smith does have something for his brother as he'll lead him going down into turn number 4. White flag is out one more time around for Ethan Smith in the 25.
Trying to hold off his brother, Smith. Wyatt Smith almost dumps his brother there. That was nose to nose, but it looked like Ethan Smith had that one.
I think Ethan Smith got it. I think he took down his brother there and came home with the checkered flag. And he does. Ethan Smith will win the junior flat feature. Whew. I was not expecting that at all. He really put it in victory lane there. It was a fight right up to the end. Didn't even need to dump his brother, like you said.
No, he didn't. He's way better of a racer than I am. I'm just saying my racing license ain't that high. So,
looking at the finish there in a replay. Whew, that was close.
And we've got one more feature race up next, the Open Micro Sprints. Ready to take the racetrack here at Ohsweken Speedway. 20 laps to distance for their feature race.
And it looks like Campbell Baker, who of course had to leave the track because of some engine issues in his heat race, at intermission, before we did our interviews, he tried to go out onto the track to try and get the engine fired up. Seemed to be worse than it was before, but now he's out on the track and rolling, and he looks pretty solid. So it's going to be interesting to see if that engine's finally cleared up and ready to rumble. Of course, going to be interesting, so we're handing it off.
Out on the track, pacing, ready to line up. I believe the last one joins the racetrack. So we have Johnny Miller. Looks to be something catastrophic for that kart. It is not fun to see. They are all getting ready to line up. Starting on the pole for this one in the 88, that's Riley Mercer. And his outside in the 96, that's Brendan Hager. Rolling off third in the 16, that's Campbell Baker. And his outside in the 9H, it's the Hurricane Hayden Anacoke. Rolling off fifth in the 770, that's Cameron Olm. And his outside in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. And rounding at the field to 0, Johnny Miller, who's not able to make it. One more lap left to go. Cool Kids Ice and Water Open Micro Sprints on the front row. We've got Riley Mercer, Brennan Hager. Drivers buckle up. Kart along with the green flag in hand. It's showtime.
Here we go. Riley Mercer blast down and he'll lead him going down the backstretch. Now he's starting to create a big gap to that 96 of Brennan Hager there.
Little bumpy there for the 96. He gathers it back up and tries to attack the 88.
Riley Mercer has a big gap there to Brennan Hager, and Brennan Hager has an even bigger gap to that 24K at Kiana Teal. Peyton Nanakoke in 4th place there is going to try to make some moves on that 24K. Doesn't quite have it as Kiana Teal will continue to hold on to 1st place there.
Nanakoke trying to reel in that 24K. She's working that outside line, and it is really working for her tonight. She's sitting in 3rd at the moment.
All drivers single file right now. Not a lot of action going on the track right now, except for that battle for 3rd place now. Hayden Nanakoke has that inside line, and he'll try to make it work, and it looks like he's got it. Hayden Nanakoke takes over 3rd place from Kiana Teal.
Hager shoots down to the inside. Mercer went way high. He'll take the lead down the front stretch.
Mercer lost that spot to Brennan Hager. Brennan Hager's holding on to 1st, but Riley Mercer is eager to take that spot back. I highly doubt that that's the last we'll see of Riley Mercer there in that 1st place position. Back in the field though, Kiana Teal, Campbell Baker, and Hayden Nanakoke are all bunched up there battling for some spots. Looks like Campbell Baker's got that engine rolling pretty good now as he's going to make some challenges for 4th place on that 24K at Kiana Teal.
Brennan Hager with a good gap over Riley Mercer. Behind Nanakoke, they're all trying to get up there, all rumble, bumbling and stumbling. And there goes the pylon. Baker clips one. And he'll go around to corner number 2.
Baker claims the 1st pylon victim of the feature events in the last one.
Let's see if Trip DeVore starts shaking his head. Once he looks at that pylon and assesses the situation like that.
I believe the pylon made it out unscathed, I think. Hopefully. Doesn't look like it had any problems, even went back right back to its spot, so it looks like he got a little touched. But looks like Campbell Baker should be able to fire right back off and then join the field from the tail. White flag is out, and he is able to do that. Brennan Hager, Riley Mercer, Hayden Nanakoke, Kiana Teal, Cameron Ohm, and now Campbell Baker there. Your feature lineup right now. Slowly pacing around the back stretch, ready for the restart. Let's do it.
Green flag racing is underway. Hager leads him in a 1.
Riley Mercer's using that outside line. He absolutely sends it, and he's flying right now. We got a battle for the lead. Riley Mercer, the 88, and the 96 of Brennan Hager. Riley Mercer's got it, and he'll retake the lead.
Riley Mercer, your new leader. Hager working that inside line. Mercer just seems he's faster there on the outside. He'll lead them down the backstretch.
Brennan Hager's getting closer to him. Still doesn't have it yet as Riley Mercer is really using that outside line to work. Brennan Hager looks like he's gonna challenge him now, and now they're back side by side going into turn number 3 and 4. Hager on the inside, Mercer on the outside. Hager retakes the lead, and Hager's your new leader with a big gap on Mercer going on the back straightaway.
Hager really working that inside line, and it's working for him here tonight. Riley Mercer can't seem to hit as much marks as Brennan Hager. He's going away high there in 3 and 4.
Yeah, Hager's really got it locked down right now. He is absolutely flying. White, or 2 to go, sorry, for Brennan Hager there with almost a full straightaway lead on Riley Mercer.
Brennan Hager will take the white flag off of corner number 4. The backstretch for the final time. Now the Welland in the 96. Brennan Hager picks up feature race win. Riley Mercer in 2nd, and Kiana Teal rounds out the top 3.
What an interesting race. Riley Mercer and Brennan Hager were trading spots all night there. Super intense battle. And that'll do it for your feature racing action tonight. Of course, Brendan Hager is going to bring it down into victory lane and get his photos taken with those beautiful epic racewear victory lane checkered flags. And that'll do it from us in the booth for now, as we will be right back with some more interviews for our feature race winners. Here with feature race winner Brendan Hagar. So Hagar, what an interesting race. You and Riley Mercer were trading spots all night. So talk about your feature and what you had to do to get in victory lane tonight.
That was a badass race, first of all. Great race by for 88. He did awesome. He did an amazing job. He really got me up on my toes there a couple of times. He kind of made one too many mistakes a couple of times, and then I would make a mistake, and then he would get back to me. So just rest mistakes, and we both had pretty fast karts. So I want to thank Grunt Stars Racing, GSR Parts, Ron Chevrolet, John Strenzi, and Olfa supporters on the 96.
Yeah, great race, and congratulations. Hope you have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That'll do it for Victory Lane interview number 1, and McLean should be over really soon for our second interviewer of the night.
Here with Ryan Wilson of the 71 box stock. I heard you had some kinks there in the cart. What was the matter with it?
We had some stuff slowing us down. Like we had a wheel bearing that you couldn't even turn. It was hard to turn. So that and we had some guys come to our house and help with it. So yeah.
And how awesome was it to pick up another feature race win and put yourself a step further, Jack Smolder, sitting in points?
It's just fun racing against him because it's a lot of competition. So we just battle every race, so it's pretty fun.
Awesome. That was Ryan Wilson of the 71 box stock. On behalf of all the Steiners family here at Ohsweken Speedway, all the staff, on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Callan saying so long. We'll see you all next Thursday night.
copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GeForce TV. GeForce TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.